Welcome back to the Have We Made It Yet podcast.
Oh, yeah.
Live from Toronto. As you can see, we are decked out in our Toronto Raptors gear.
Woo!
It was not pre-planned, which is hilarious. So, yeah. But, yeah. Lucas.
Yeah.
Have you made it yet?
No, not yet. Not yet. Close.
Okay.
Well, not close, but steps, again, are being made.
Yeah.
Josh, Mr. Josh Yang, have you made it yet?
No, I have not. Okay, so now we're done the intro.
Or just speeding through.
Yeah, we just got to do that. Okay. But anyways, so the reason I decided to wear this is because today we're going to talk about Asian representation and the Asian wave that's happening. And you know what? I had to represent Jeremy Lin, the very first Asian NBA player to win the NBA championship.
What?
And it was, I think we're lucky being a couple of Asian guys from Toronto, in Toronto.
Yeah.
He came to us when we won. It's just extra special that way. And
It was kind of insane, though, because I put on this shirt today because we're playing another really big game against Milwaukee Bucks.
Milwaukee.
Which is potentially the Eastern Conference final setup right there.
Yeah, that's what we're hoping.
And then this guy comes in with also his Raptors jersey on. I'm like, man.
Yeah, we're vibing. That's what we're on the same wavelength.
Yeah.
That's what you need in a couple good co-hosts for a podcast. So
I like it.
Yeah, and no, I thought also it'd be a good time to talk about the things that have been happening as of late. Some big wins for Asian representation in Hollywood and global entertainment. A couple of weeks ago, Parasite, amazing movie out of South Korea, won 4 Academy Awards, and Bong Joon-ho, the director, writer of Parasite, just he crushed it. And it was I think he won 4. I'm pretty sure he won 4 Academy Awards, and that tied Walt Disney for most Academy Awards won by a single person on one night.
Wow, really?
Yeah, and I think he has the category where he's won the most Oscars for the same movie.
Yeah.
For one night as well.
Damn.
So he won 4, all for Parasite.
I mean, don't get me wrong. This year's Best Picture nominees were pretty strong. Yeah. I only hadn't seen Little Women and Ford versus Ferrari. Yeah. Which I'm sure are good films in itself. Yeah. But I gotta say, Joker I thought was really cool too. 1917 was incredible.
I thought 1917 was a perfect film.
I know. Don't get me wrong. It would have been the safe bet to win.
It would have been. It would have been the historically accurate Oscar bait type bet. Right. That's not to say anything about 1917 being the quality being any less, because it may seem like Oscar bait, but it is. I think 1917 is a perfect war film. Yeah. And it was shot amazingly. Just the fact that it was shot in a one shot style, cinematography wise, the scale, the acting. I thought it was a perfectly paced movie as well. Yeah. But I was shocked. Yeah. I couldn't believe it when Parasite won Best Picture.
When you and I saw it together, we were sitting in the 4th row, which was of a packed theater too, by the way. So, I mean, that just shows the steam it had behind it when we saw that TIFF together. But man, it's also spoiler alert for the next second, but I still remember when they found the bunker. Yeah. And I literally looked at you. I looked at Andrew. I looked at Ryan. I also looked at my girlfriend, Vanessa. Yeah. Jaws literally dropped. It's this movie, amazing how they all got the poor family in. Yeah. But then there's another layer within that rich house.
Yeah, and you weren't really expecting it. I went into Parasite not actually knowing exactly what it was about. Yeah. Based off of trailers, for some reason I had a sense where I thought, could it be about some kind of alien parasite?
You're right.
Or something because Bong Joon-ho, he's done previous films that are the Host was also about a monster in Seoul. And
Okja.
Yeah, he did Okja. Okja or Okja? Okja?
I said with a J.
I know it's about OKJA. Yeah. He did that film. He did Snowpiercer, which I think was a great film. Is also a little under. But all of them were very, high concept type of things. And I thought this one was going to be there's a parasite. It's going to infect them. Yeah. It's actually but no, it was much more metaphorical. Oh. And the ability to turn the film on its head, tonally. You think everything's just this type of like heisty type of thing where like the family's trying to like, put everything together and trick the the rich family so that they can, pull this type of con off. And then all of a sudden there's a bunker and it suddenly it's for like 10, 15 minutes. I thought it turned into a horror film.
I know, right?
It's crazy. Like just the mastery of, the story and then changing the tone and then still making it so interesting and like believable throughout. It was like, I would have loved for it to win Best Picture. I didn't really have an expectation that it would, but I think when you saw the reaction of the people in the theater when what was her name? Who was the one who announced it?
Oh, Jane Fonda.
Jane Fonda, yeah. When Jane Fonda like said Parasite, everybody lost their mind. Like it was like everybody wanted Parasite to win. Because they all saw it. Like it's objectively a great film. Yeah, but like nobody was really expecting it.
No, for sure. What I found was really cool. I think it was when Boone won Best Director. He sounded extremely humble in that he wasn't expecting it too, because he was up against like Todd Phillips, Martin Scorsese, and a bunch of like heavy hitters, right?
Hitters, yeah.
And one of his lines was that like Boone just said, I looked up to you greatly, and there's this one line that he quoted with Martin Scorsese. Yeah. And if there was any more deserving of a person to get it, I think it was Boone, and especially that film that he directed too. It was just, we had no illusion that Crazy Rich Asians was going to win Best Picture ever.
It was like, I don't think it was nominated for anything. I think it was nominated for Golden Globe for Constance Wu in the comedy film categories, actress, I think.
But like, if there was any film, any crew, any kind of actors that were associated with the film that were deserving of an award, it was Parasite's crew and actors, man.
Oh, they did an amazing job. Also, little fun fact. I don't know if I've told you this already, but the actor who played the son, the son, apparently, like through my friends group on Facebook as well. Apparently, he went to my high school.
Wait. Sorry. The older son or the rich family son? The poor family son?
Poor family son.
Poor family son. Okay.
Yeah, like he went to my high school and he was just 1 year older than me.
There was a Burnaby connection in this film?
My high school is a Pine Tree in Coquitlam.
Okay.
But apparently. And I was like, wait, is that true? And then I went back and looked at my yearbook and I was like, oh yeah, he is in there.
No way.
Yeah. It's actually a crazy small world, but like he moved to Vancouver. Yeah. Oh shoot, what is his name again? I know his. I think in English it was like Eddie Kim. Yeah. Like I forgot what his Korean name. But so he moved to Coquitlam area very early on, like 10, 12. And I read this off another article. Yeah. And then he went to my high school. Some people I know knew him.
No way.
And then like who knew? Like because I think he hung out a lot with the Korean crew that was there. They kind of were not as they kind of had their own very sectioned off clique. Yeah. And it was like very Korean. They were like talking to each other only in Korean at school. Actually, you know what? I don't even know if that was specific. I just have this image because there was a lot of Koreans that had their own little like ecosystem. And so he went to my high school, and then like just so happened, I don't know the trajectory because he went to SFU as well after.
He went to my alma mater. Yeah. We're connected.
Yeah.
What up?
He went to your?
Well, our alma mater.
Oh.
I went to SFU.
Did you?
Yeah.
Did we have this conversation?
We might have.
I feel like I don't, because you were a couple years, but you left. Did you leave before I did?
What year did you graduate?
I graduated 2017. I got there 2010.
Holy shit.
Yeah, I got there 2010.
I graduated in 2011.
Okay, so there, we didn't cross paths at all.
No,
I don't think so.
Holy hell. Okay, yeah.
But that must mean that like you were there when the Eddie guy was there. So
that's his name, Eddie.
Yeah, that was his English name. His Korean name is his stage name, right?
Oh, okay.
I should have known it. But anyway, it's like so there's a little connection there, which is kind of funny. But there are a lot of actually, if you think about Korean actors and singers who K-pop stars who actually are from Vancouver or have gone to school in Vancouver.
Yeah.
Which is interesting there. But, Parasite was huge.
Yeah.
I think in terms of, there's just something that it's like, it reminds me of how President Obama got into office. Like the only way for in that moment in order to have like a person of color, minority, a black man win the presidency and then succeed in the presidency, he had to have been like perfect. He had to have been like, there no scandals. You know, they made up the whole birther thing. Yeah. But there's no objective actual scandal with him. Throughout his presidency, he had to act like the perfect person. Yep. You know, he couldn't, slip up at all. And I think it was also indicative of how minorities, in order to reach or have the opportunities or be considered in the same category or at the same level as like the majority or the established, class, you have to be perfect. Like there's no room for error for you. And with Parasite, it had to be such a good film that nobody could overlook it. Nobody could watch it and be like, oh, I didn't think it was good, when it's objectively good to the point where you have to recognize it and you let go of the biases.
Yeah, good point about because at least with Asians right now, we always get that category of, I don't want to speak for everybody, but the model minority. Yeah. And I guess with that comes the expectations that we can only go within certain occupations and certain personality types and certain even creative endeavors. Like if you're creative within an Asian context, you're just playing piano or violin, and you're playing like the classics of Tchaikovsky or Chopin.
Yeah, you have to be Lang Lang or nothing at all.
Exactly, Yo-Yo Ma or something like that.
Or Yo-Yo Ma,
yeah. So I think that's kind of cool that now filmmaking is part of the lexicon of Asian creativity now. Yeah. And like we see that a lot in a bunch of different actors that we already discussed prior to recording this. Like what are some of the hot takes that you had with like Awkwafina and Ronnie Chang and everything?
Oh yeah. So like so to kind of graduate from not just what Parasite did at the Oscars, but also North American grown, Asian representation. There's been a big wave, and like I think Parasite really hit as a pinnacle of this growing wave in the last couple of years that I would kind of argue started maybe years ago when Fresh Off the Boat came on air. Yeah, and that was like the first time an Asian family was on network television in decades. I think it might have been like just not only just the representation hadn't been there for a while, but like the first family oriented sitcom. Yeah. I forgot if it was the first or if it was the first in a long time, but I feel like it was still, representing the Asian identity of North American, Asians that hadn't been there before. And they actually did their series finale, I think a couple of days ago or around this time.
Around this time, yeah.
And like that kicked off like Randall Park, Constance Wu's career. Yep. And then like with Crazy Rich Asians, that took it to an international level where like you suddenly had a full Asian cast, right? That was the first time. Yeah. A rom-com based on an entire Asian cast. And the thing I loved about the film was the entire soundtrack was in Mandarin as well.
Oh yeah, true. Yeah,
that was the first thing I noticed. It's like I thought the opening credit scene where they had the opening song, it's like, oh, that's in Mandarin. Oh, that's cool. And then the second song was in Mandarin. I was like, oh, that's nice. And then the third song was in Mandarin. And then the fourth and the fifth. And then the entire thing, all the music was in Mandarin. And that was the thing that really hit me the most. Because I knew what the film was like going in. But I still had that preconception that of course there'd just be more pop culture music. Of course there would just be more, mainstream English songs. But the fact that Justin Lin, right? I think that was the one. He was the one.
Oh, the director?
The director.
Yeah.
Justin Lin made the choice to make everything in Mandarin and it's not English. That blew my mind. Yeah. And like that yellow cover at the end, that's like one of my favorite covers of that song. such a good cover. But like that started a movement that was like kind of Asians Black Panther, right? And like as an actor, like how did you view that in terms of because well actually it came out before you started going into it, but like did that influence you at all?
Dude, definitely. Like I don't know, this might sound, I don't know if it sounds arrogant or anything like that, but I'm like, when I saw Henry Golding on screen, I'm like, fuck, I can do that.
Yeah.
But of course, like, I know he's had years and years of practice and all that stuff, but that's the kind of naivety and arrogant naivety I had going into this whole thing, that I wasn't humble.
You definitely give off a bit of a Henry Golding, especially because like I think you guys have a similar facial structure a little bit. You got kind of got a squarish. You got the high brow and that kind of thing. So I see it. It's like okay, I've made a joke where it's like you're like a mixture of Henry Golding and Rick Yoon.
Rick Yoon, man.
Yeah,
that's the OG Asian actor.
That is the OG. That's like different generations, but like now is the new wave, and like Crazy Rich Asians blew up the whole thing because like now money talks.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, for sure.
So the only way like more studios are willing to take a chance on Asian content, Asian, films, television, is if the money talks and Crazy Rich Asians had like the biggest box office
for a
rom-com in a while.
Yeah.
And it's just led to a bunch of other things like Awkwafina blew up. She's got her own Comedy Central TV show now, Nora from Queens. Huge, is really funny. And then she also she started in The Farewell, which won a Golden Globe. Man. She won a Golden Globe as well this year for that performance. And we did we see The Farewell together?
No, I saw it for the first time with Vanessa and I 2 weeks ago.
Okay,
dude,
I liked it.
I loved it too. There's this last scene when she's driving away, and you see the grandma in the back window, and you see her waving and. Dude, that got me. I haven't cried in a movie in a long time, but that was the one that got me, man.
There's this thing where you don't realize how important it is to see your experiences play out on the screen.
Your experiences,
until you actually see it happening.
Yeah.
Right? Like fresh off the boat, a lot of like school stuff when we grow up in middle school, elementary school, high school, bring Asian food as lunches. That experience, that touched upon that. Like Crazy Rich Asians is a lot more kind of like general, I think maybe like adult experience dealing with family, that kind of stuff. And then The Farewell really nailed down the kind of immigrant experience of being from two different worlds where like you grow up in North America, but a lot of families will make trips back to Asia trying to see family. Yeah. And then it's just a whole different culture. And then it's just the cultural differences between the idea behind The Farewell and like that face, keeping the face, misinformation, not wanting to that kind of stuff. It's like if we don't have the opportunity to do that and tell those stories, like nobody else is going to.
Yeah. And I always find that the weird thing. Like I'm always, why do I have to be legitimized on a screen to feel validated? And but at the same time though, like maybe this is just my own like traumatized ass talking. It's like that I've never seen my own experiences on a big screen or validated, but it really does touch upon something when you do see like on a fresh off the boat clip. I saw like 5 Asians fighting for a bill. Yeah, it's like that shit would never be on like an episode of Friends or something like that, or like any sitcoms that we did watch.
No. Yeah.
But that's a specifically Asian experience that I don't think many people would understand. Yeah. When I go out with my Caucasian friends, like no one's like, here, I'll pick it up. And if they do, they're like all making fun of the guy and like, you're trying to show off your money now and everything. Yeah.
It is different. And like, you can't really be that way with like, if you're hanging out with like people outside of like understanding that Asian culture, there's also no expectation for you to do that as well. Exactly. So it always feels a little weird, even if you want to do that. Yeah. But within a context where everybody understands this is kind of like the cultural element of what it means to go out, invite somebody to dinner. Yeah. Like, if they come visit you, you take care of them when they come visit, you pick them up from the airport, all that kind of stuff. Yeah. It's like, it almost feels like it has to be within within the culture for you to feel like you know that that's what you have to do.
Yeah.
And just the fact that like seeing that play out and having other people recognize that this is a part of the culture, I think is even better for inspiring other Asian creators to go out and do more.
Exactly. Man.
And I think there's just so many things that happened in last year. It's kind of amazing. Like SNL finally got their first Asian main cast member, Bowen Yang, and then freaking Andrew Yang, like came out of nowhere, literally nowhere. Like a year ago, Asian man running for president. Nobody gave him a second thought. He managed to go all the way. To like the 6th or 7th debate. Like he only dropped out a couple of weeks ago. And even then, it's like he still has a diehard following online, or like diehard following amongst his Yang gang. And like he's put himself in a position where like moving forward, like he's not going away. He's only going to grow as his ideas get out there. And it's been a great year for the Yangs, I must say. In terms of the Yangs in pop culture. You got the Bowen Yangs, you got the Andrew Yangs, you got Josh Yang making his debut, I'm just saying. But also like Alan Yang as well. He's a great writer producer who worked with Aziz Ansari on Master of None. So just in the last 2-3 years, amazing.
Keep that momentum, man.
And like I think we're in a good position right now. Like you're to kind of capture this a little bit, and I don't know, make our own stuff, tell our own stories. But
we're just gonna cap off for a little break right now. So we'll be right back
after our little rant about Asian representation.
And we're back.
Yes, we are.
Nice. So previously we were just talking about, how at certain times within our own creative endeavors and everything like that, it might feel like a really solitary endeavor, that you might feel you're alone in doing it. In stand-up, it's essentially only you on stage. In acting, sometimes it's only you in the audition room, and it's you that gets the part. So it might feel like a really alone thing. So one of the things that I did want to bring up was just the community of people that have helped us along the way there too. And just like a brief story, you might have seen this actually on Instagram like 2 weeks ago. I posted up like some reference pictures of a costume that I needed for an audition. It was for an EMT personnel. So like I put up on my Instagram of pictures of like paramedics and everything like that. So just for any of our viewers, it was just like a stethoscope, a person in like an EMT t-shirt, and also like work pants and all that stuff. And so like I just basically want to look like this guy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So for our viewers, if it doesn't show up, I'll put another like image right here. You'll see that in the next episode. I did do some
upping production value.
Oh, hell yeah, man. So I just put it up there, and I always like say this to Vanessa. I'm like, hey, you don't know what the universe will hand back to you if you put it out there, right? So I did. And immediately some people were like, I don't have the costume, but best wishes to you. I'm like, okay, well, I don't need that. But no, wow. Thank you for the. I'm kidding.
That's funny. Ooh, snarky Lucas. I haven't seen that in a while. I appreciate it. Nice.
But so you put it out to the universe and see what happens with it. Within like about 20 minutes, one of my buddies who's actually in the same film school program as me, then reached out and just said, hey, are you looking for something like this? And he actually did show up in like a uniform that looked like that.
Oh, wow.
And I'm like, hell yeah, that's what I need. And he said, yeah, feel free to borrow it, whatever you need. And I'm like, okay, sweet. And then another friend who's a nursing student then messages me saying, hey, I have a stethoscope if you need it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, dude, I really do need it. So first off, I'll give you their names. First one is Taylor Vernon for the outfit, and Johan for the stethoscope. So
Johan only goes by one name.
Only goes
by Johan.
God bless to both of you guys. So thank you. At the end of the day, what I got was this outfit from the two of them.
Right.
So yeah, I already showed it to you before and everything like that.
Looking good.
Thank you.
Wonder if he'll catch it.
But with this outfit, I got into the audition. I felt really good going into it. Did my part, committed to the bit, and of course, you don't really hear back that
quickly.
That quickly, exactly.
Yeah.
And then 2 days later, then I do get a call back for it.
Nice.
So I went in for that call back, did my thing again, and with that same outfit. And I think just having those pieces of clothing really just, upped, at least made me believe that I was a character.
Yeah.
But also like have the casting director also feel me as that person there too.
Yeah.
So with that, sometimes you never know what could happen when you put yourself out there, but sometimes things could work out. And again, it might feel really lonely what we're doing, but there's a lot of people that are willing to help, but also want to help you succeed too. So thanks to those two people.
I think like in general, most people's friends, even if it's like acquaintances or whatever, who like know you from way back when.
Yeah.
I think even when they like see you trying something, I think there's just something about people doing something that they're passionate about.
Yeah.
That it's not like anybody really has an innate desire to watch them fail. Like I think in general, people were like, even if it doesn't really affect me, it's like, oh, this person's pursuing their passion. It's like, yeah, like I want them to succeed. You know, it's always a better story to watch them grow and succeed. And like, through Facebook, whether it's like liking Facebook pages and stuff like that. So, like there's a lot of, to a certain degree, you do need obviously the support of your friends. Like the Fresh Rice concert or the series that I did showcase. Like, I don't think I would have had the confidence to do it without knowing that like I had the Asian crew really showing up. Showing up and knowing that like a good 20 or so of them would be down to come and help support in order to get me the spot in the showcase. And I think it's nice to have it. And it's like, who knows, people are more supportive than you think. And it's always good to like, put yourself out there.
And another shout out that I do want to do that also affects both you and I. I'm not sure if you do see all this new gear that we have.
Yes,
so it's a new setup.
That. Yeah, we have a new setup because renting equipment sucks. It's expensive.
It's very expensive. Don't get me wrong. We had good stuff from our previous renter, Long McQuaid. Shout out to Long McQuaid. But we have an amazing, great friend who has lent us this great equipment that we have right now.
Yep.
And again, who's someone who trusts us and wants to see us succeed. So shout out to Mr. Jeff Kwok. So thanks, buddy.
Thanks, Jeff.
Yeah.
The patron saint of podcast, Jeff. Wait, what's this? Does he have like because he manages like an artist right now.
Oh, yeah.
And so he's doing that. So like that's why he has a lot of these equipment. It's like, YouTube artist, musician. And so he has all of these equipment and microphones and stuff.
Yeah.
Wait, do you know if he has a production company? Like, what's it? What name does he go under?
Crooked Lid Records.
That's what it's called? That's what he's called?
Yeah.
Interesting. Crooked Lid.
Yeah. So, like, although it might seem like we're just two lonely lads traveling this...
Yeah, well,
lonely endeavor.
Lonely, two solitary lone wolves.
Yeah.
That are like traveling this road side by side.
Yeah.
So they're not alone, but
it might look like that.
Yeah.
But there is a team of people that believe in us, and wants us to help us succeed too.
Yeah.
So shout out to them. Yeah, do you have any new shows coming up that you did want to plug?
Not really, because when this comes out, it won't. It won't actually. I realized that a couple of times we released a couple episodes, but I mean, now I'm trying to do more open mics. I've so far done maybe a show a week last month or so, and so I'll probably just be doing that, writing more material. Did you? Well, I mean, I guess if we're on the topic of like thanking people for their support and opportunities. I did actually. You know what? I did go to Montreal a couple weeks ago.
Right.
I went to that because I went there in support of my friend and also comedian Arsalan Shirazi, who goes by RC Shirazi.
What's his Instagram handle?
His Instagram's RCTV, and he's a really funny guy. In fact, if anything, he's one of the people who just through the events that occurred one after the other really got me into stand-up comedy. And I think I mentioned this earlier before, but like I went to his comedy class showcase around January last year.
Yeah.
And it was through watching that showcase up at Absolute Comedy, the LOL comedy class run by Fawad HP and Joe Vu, also two guys who were great in supporting me, in introducing me to producers like Vong Show, who led to this Fresh Rice thing. So there's a lot of people along the road to when you put yourself out there who can help you introduce to different opportunities. But like it all started from Arsalan, and then throughout the process, actually, I've gone to a couple writing sessions with him. He's found a couple other comedians, so that we have a little writing group to write jokes, run material with. And he got this great opportunity to do a 25 to 30 minute headlining show in Montreal.
Nice.
At the Blue Dog Motel in Montreal. So he was going to go there on a Tuesday night a couple weeks ago, and he was going to go there with a couple friends, road trip there. And he asked me like a couple weeks beforehand if I was interested in going. And at that point, I was still working remotely. So I figured, why not? Take this opportunity. I haven't been to Montreal really yet since I moved out here. So also give me a chance to, get a taste of what it's like to go on the road to kind of do comedy.
Damn. Yeah.
So it was nice. It was like we organized with his friends. We had like 9-10 people that managed to meet up in Montreal. We got an Airbnb. It was actually pretty fun. And then when we were there at the Blue Dog Motel, the thing I was actually pretty happy about that experience was that like I was there not expecting to do anything. I just wanted to be there to like support him.
Yeah.
And he also as a way to kind of meet somebody in Montreal, maybe a producer like in the future if I can get a spot, maybe whatever. But on the night of when we got introduced to the producer at the bar, the manager at the bar for the show, she was like, you know what, do you want to go up and do 5 minutes? And we just put you in the lineup. So I was like, yeah, sure. Because at that stage, I had already done it was a couple weeks after the Fresh Rice showcase. So I knew I had a TypeFive. Yeah. I've had a TypeFive for like a couple months now.
TypeFive?
A TypeFive. Okay. Oh, man, I would not have said it that way. That's funny. But yeah, TypeFive, Toit. Like, what is it? The Austin Powers gold member? Toit. I'm not doing it.
Also going like Jesse Pinkman, too. Tight. No. Tuco from Breaking Bad.
Oh, okay.
Tight.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, when he's like,
tight. That's, oh my God. A toit 5. So that's what so basically it's like, if you can do it, yeah. So I think the thing I was happy about in that moment was I wasn't expecting, I didn't have to prepare.
Yeah.
And if an opportunity came up, I could just, I could just do it. I knew how to do a 5 minutes, so they just put me on the list. And it was my first time doing comedy in Montreal. And, I went up, did 5 minutes, like a couple spots before Arslan started.
Yeah.
And it was a good experience as well.
Yeah. Awesome, man.
So that was, that's what I'm kind of pretty happy about, that now I'm at a stage where I can just do 5 minutes.
Is there a difference between like a French Montreal crowd as opposed to like, what are we? We're not Francophone. We're Anglophone. Yeah. We're Anglophone audience.
Yeah. I think the only difference is that like probably, the show was English and like most of the audience, I think, were more English speaking just because like a lot of us came, road tripped up from Toronto. But there were a few, like local Montreal people. So cool. I think I asked a little bit some of the other, Montreal comedians, amateur comedians there, what the Francophone scene, what the Montreal scene was like. And it's like, I think it is more so French. It's more so in French, the comedy shows. So I think that was interesting. We didn't get a chance to see any of them. But yeah, I think that's like a thing where, you know, comedians, it's a good thing to go out and support other fellow comedians when you can. And then, you know, just build a good network. And like I met some other great comedians who were kind of working with our salon as well, other creatives working with them on stuff. And talked about the podcast as well. Probably we'll try to, I think so. Because he's also trying to start a podcast, and then we talked a little bit about our process and like how we've been working on it. So I think probably in the future, once we get guests on, I'd like to have him on as like one of the earliest guests.
Absolutely, man.
And we can, because like we know each other for like over a year or so now, so we can really, you know, talk more about like kind of that experience. Yeah,
dude, that's the whole thing, man. Like, not only did you get to have like a new audience, but you also got the experience of road tripping as a creative too.
It was nice,
man. The drive up there and everything like that, you guys, how many people were in the car and everything?
Well, it was pretty standard. Like, went up there with 3 people in one car, and then came back with like 4 people in our salon. So we kind of adjusted that way.
You guys had a baby along the way?
No. Like the people in each of the cars kind of adjusted here and there. Some people couldn't go up at the same time.
Oh, okay.
Some people had to go up later. But yeah, it was a fun road trip. I do have a funny story. If like did you have? I remember you said you wanted to talk about some other stuff.
Oh, so. Well, I don't know how to segue into this whole thing, but like.
Okay, I'll tell my story and then we'll segue into it. I'll try to make it quick. But so like, it's just a thing where it's like how you generate material. And I realize like now I'm more open to doing more experiences. Like if something catches my eye, I think it's funny, I want to do it so I can get an idea of the experience. Yeah. So when we went into the Airbnb in Montreal, it was an amazing Airbnb, very central. And there were a lot of rooms, a lot of bathrooms and stuff like that.
Nice.
I went into one of the bathrooms and I saw that there was a bathtub in there.
Yeah.
And it was a nice bathtub. Like it was nice and clean, pristine. It was, you know, the white porcelain, that kind of stuff. It was like there wasn't it wasn't
like
connected.
A built-in one. It was
no, it wasn't like connected with a shower head or anything. It was just a bathtub.
Wow.
And in my mind, I was thinking that's a nice bathtub.
Yeah.
I haven't had a bath in a while. So first night when we were all exhausted from traveling, I decided, you know what, I'm going to have a bath. So basically at like 9:55, because we went out for drinks and whatever, and everybody was kind of tired, so we head back to the Airbnb. I was like, along the way, it's like, okay, we were near the Eden Center in Montreal. Yeah. And I Google searched for a Lush.
Oh, yeah.
So
for a bath bomb? For
a bath bomb. I figured I don't remember last time I took a bath. I've never used a bath bomb. I'm on vacation. Might as well get a bath bomb and see what all that fuss is about.
Yeah.
So I rushed to the Eden Center like 5 minutes before the close. I walk in. Nobody else is there. There's just a couple people, obviously Lush attendants. And I was like, I need a bath bomb. And they're like, it's 5 minutes. Why do you need? And then, no, they didn't actually say that. But basically, it's like, I need a bath bomb. They asked, like, what do you prefer? I don't really know. I've never really done this before. I just need one. So they gave me a lavender one. So I was like, okay,
classic.
Cool. Yeah. Bought it, went back. And then it was like everything. I think everybody was like almost pretty much ready to call it a night. We were watching a bit of the Raptors game. And then the Canucks game was also on. And
Canucks tonight too.
So I figured, hey, you know what? I'm going to go into the bath, put the bath bomb in. Going to have the laptop out. I'm just going to watch the Canucks game in the bath. And I kid you not, it was great.
Is it actually comfortable in a bath? Because like, you know, unless you have like padding on the porcelain walls, you just slip and slide the whole way. And it's
I was slipping a little bit. I was slipping in a little bit just because like there's not that much, obviously there's no traction. But I mean, you kind of get used to it. And then it was a nice bathtub because there was a little bit of an angle on it. So you can kind of, if you get a towel, you can just lean back and like lie in there and stuff. And then I put the bath bomb in there. And then that was an experience because I never, I see the bubbling and stuff.
Yeah.
So that was kind of interesting. But like, it was good. It was a good time to just relax. Like I hadn't been in a bath in a long time. And then, watch the Canucks game. Was in there for like 2 hours or something like that.
Dude, so pruny then.
Well,
your skin.
yeah, but
did you do it fully naked too?
What does that mean?
No.
Of course I would do. Wait, what?
No, because I don't know. Some people like do it with their swim trunks.
Wow, really interesting.
Yeah.
No, I went in fully under the assumption that taking a bath means you would be naked.
Cool.
So I was there naked, which was also interesting.
Yeah, because usually people aren't naked that long.
What?
For like 2 hours?
Okay. I guess that's true.
Just a long bath.
Right. It was a long bath. Like, I was in there. I enjoyed it. And like the bath bomb, like it turned the water a different color, right?
Yeah.
So when I was done, I got up and then I looked at myself.
Yeah.
And I realized I was covered in glitter.
Get out of here.
I was like all across my body. The bath bomb just covered me in glitter. I felt great. Like my skin was soft. Like
it was exfoliation.
I smelled great. Yeah.
Yeah.
But also I was covered in glitter everywhere.
Yeah.
Especially in my crotch area. It was so covered with glitter. It looked like a magical forest. It was like there was just like sparkles in between the weeds and stuff. And and like also like my dick as well. It was just all
fucking unicorn down there.
It was just all covered in glitter. And it was actually pretty funny. It was like, I didn't expect it, but that was just everything there. And, that's
why would that bath bomb have so much glitter?
I don't know. Maybe it's part of all bath bombs.
Is it? Like,
it could be.
Shit.
I don't know.
Okay. I mean,
but yeah, that was my experience.
Nice
with that.
Okay. This has no relation, but one of my screenplays got nominated for an award.
Amazing.
Thank you.
Great achievement.
Thank you.
Achievement. It's always great just to be nominated.
Yeah. I know it sounds like such a cliche when people say that because they're just trying to probably think within your head, like saying, "Oh, this fucker just wants to win." He's just saying it's nice to be nominated because it's a nice thing to say. But no, it genuinely feels good to be nominated.
Yeah.
So the award show was on Friday. And I guess by next episode, when we record a new one, when this one comes out and then the next one comes out, that I'll let you know how it goes on with it. But no, it's me and a bunch of other friends that have also got nominated for their screenplays too. So we'll all be going as like the Dumber and Dumber tuxedos with the frills and the top hats.
Actually, everybody planned it that way?
Well, we have like images that we do want to emulate and everything like that. So we really do want to do that. Okay. But yeah, that'll be on Friday, so I'll let you know how it goes down.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. All right.
I think with that, I think we're good, man.
That's all right. That was everything.
Yeah.
I guess so.
Glitter dick. I'm going to call you that for now.
No.
Unicorn dick.
I had to take another shower the next day because it was everywhere. It was everywhere.
I'm sure
you couldn't. Yeah, it was everywhere.
Thank you so much.
See you next time.
Bye-bye.